So welcome back to my channel. This is Gamer Dom, and this was a game that I played in the American artillery, the M40-43. I quite like this artillery. People tell me it's very inaccurate, and it sort of is, but I do have some very good games in it. Here we are on, what are we on? Fisherman's Bay. I was going to say that, and then I lost confidence. It's a tier 10 game, and I'm sort of flustering. You can see I wanted to go up to the A8, A9 area to support the heavy push, but I wasn't confident that enough of our tanks were going that way. So in the end I kind of did a halfway house, and I'm jolly pleased I did, because I have a very good game. Well, I wouldn't be showing you this if I didn't have a very good game. So there's a Centurion sitting in the middle. I can actually... oh, you're going to sit there? That's nice of you. Aim just where I'm going to expect him to be. Yeah, only 132 spot. Still relocate a little bit after firing because, well, I didn't really relocate very much at all there, but a token relocate just in case artillery counter battery fire. But I have to say I'm not really in a position where you'd expect to see artillery, so I'm kind of hopeful that nothing much will be looking at me. There's one of those AMX M449s out there. Got some seriously thick frontal armour, so I need to lend a hand against it. But of course he disappears just as I have a chance to fire, so I'm going to have to fire. Oh, there's a WZ. Is there any part firing at him? Ah, well, we'll take him out. Good. Guns out the game. Guns out the game. So it probably wasn't the best idea to fire at him when there were going to be other targets available. A, I didn't know there were going to be other targets, and B, I didn't want our tanks to expose themselves too much trying to shoot him, just in case there was enemy TDs further back here, which of course there was. Oh, there's a UDES. There goes a UDES. So the enemy don't seem to be pushing down the heavy line, and it's sort of a bit of an impasse on this 1-2 line, which actually, as an artillery player, this is about as good as it gets, because you want everything to be static, because then you have a chance to aim properly and do damage. So there's a shot on the way to that AMX. Nice hit on him. 439 hit on the front of his I think hit front plate, I think. It's all very conventional game so far here, but it does get a bit more exciting, believe me or not. Reload for me on this tank is actually not that awful. Hang on. No, not going to get a shot on him. Thought I might be able to finish up another. Yeah, nearly 40 seconds for the reload. I haven't got a brilliant crew in it. They're all 100%ers, but they haven't got. They're in, well, nowhere near to getting their first crew skills. So yeah, not the greatest. But hey, doesn't matter. It's artillery, and you need no skill to play artillery. Remember, that's the rules. I don't make it up. That's just the way it is. Well, there's a Super Unicum CDC. Now, it wouldn't be right if artillery didn't focus fire on the Super Unicums. So let's see. Will he escape? Nah, no idea. No idea. It was a premium HE shell, so one would hope that the splash would be enough to at least done some damage to that CDC. It is a lightweight tank after all. Very little armour. Nice to see a Unicum playing the CDC. Back in the day, that was the Unicum's tank of kind of, that was the one they all loved to play. I don't know why, but they did. Probably the mobility more than anything else. Nowadays you don't see so many people. Oh, hello, there's the CDC. Did I hit him? No, I don't think I did. That's a real shame. Unicums are so lucky, aren't they? Oh, enemy TD's appeared. Jack Panther 2, are you going to hang around a bit? Oh, no, I'd like to hit the waffle, because A, it's a tier 9 tank, and B, it's a soft target, so I should be able to do a lot of damage to it if I can hit it. Put a shell in the air anyway. think that one landed short. Stunned him, but don't think I did much damage to him. Leave him alone because he's pretty much dead. Same for the... oh, is he dead? Yeah, he's dead. There we go. ISU just rams the Jag Tiger. Oh, there's a grilly. Love the way I keep saying, ooh, it's this and oh, it's that, but like I wasn't there. Well, I was there. It was my game. Don't really want to fire that shot because it's going to take a long time to reload. So I'm just noting that I'm aiming that way in the hope that the pattern might push, but it doesn't look like he's inclined to. Oh, there we go. There's a grilly. Aim there. Aim for when he pulls back. He's on 900 and something, 998. Do we manage to do any damage to him? Oh, not really. Not really. Bit of splash. Didn't give him enough lead for him pulling back. I didn't think he'd go that far back, to be absolutely honest, which is why I didn't hit him as well as I might do. Enemy CDC still out there. Enemy Centurion. He's still just sitting in the middle there. This guy is seriously got to work out, you know, once you've been shelled by artillery, then realise that artillery can hit you, so don't keep sitting there. This game's coming back though. This is 8 plays 7, and we've lost a lot of heavies on the other side. Get him with the basically a splash hit, takes him out the game. Right, 9 plays 8. Enemy object 257 is going to be hard work for our IS-3 to deal with, so I'm keeping an eye over there, but I'm also conscious I don't want to leave my boys who push down the right wing to be isolated, having to deal with a grilly. Oh, and the CDC's come over. Okay. Oh, he's on fire. He's on fire. Bit slow with his button as well, so to speak. Euphemism there. Shell in the air for the grilly. Oh, nice hit. Didn't quite get a full-on hit on him, but still did 239 and stunned him. Come on, this could be a bombardier if they just get a little bit tighter together. Scorpion G's having a meltdown. I don't know what his issue is. It's probably blaming me. I've turned chat off because I just get so fed up with all the inane crap that comes out and through games. The downside is when you've got situations like that where it could be useful to actually know what people are saying, you can't. Now I'm trying to aim in the middle there, but they just separate. Just didn't load in time. And there goes the grill. Can we get the CDC? Oh yes we can. Didn't need much, just a bit of splash. Right, it's 11-11. You can see our heavies have lost the heavy line. So we are up against tier 10, a tier 9, 2 tier 8, all pushing down that open wing. Our Scorpion G is still having a meltdown. These twats, they really... I mean, what is he expecting out of this? Some sort of well done, mate. Great acumen. Well played. Anyway, so I know that it's only a matter of time before those heavies come rumbling towards our base. I do not have 6th sense on this tank, on this artillery, so we've got to get moving. Got to get moving. I've got 3 kills already, which is quite amazing, and 1200 damage that I know of. So my reckoning is that they're either going to run down the middle and try and shoot down towards their own cap, or they're going to head for our cap. My feeling is that probably more likely they'll go in the middle. Actually, it's not 3 heavies, it's 2 heavies and an artillery. So I've got to be careful of him. 3 artilleries and an artillery. So I'm thinking, right, if I can get down to sort of this sort of area, then I've got a chance to fire back towards the cap. Also, I've got a chance to fire straight down the sort of ridge road here. The shell distance it needs to travel is a lot less, and therefore it gets to the target much quicker. Means you don't have to lead so much in the shots, more accuracy in theory. But B, they won't be expecting it here. Remember, there is an enemy artillery still left, Of course, annoyingly, that Super Conqueror is just in the one place I can't really hit him, behind the frigging windmill. Who put that windmill there? So I have a blind shot, and yeah, didn't need much really. Took him down, guns out the game. But we did lose one of ours as well, so it's now 12 all. One of them's capping, the Death Star's capping, and the WT is covering him. So I get moving again, because I'm reckoning that maybe the Super Conqueror will have told his teammates where I was, or where the shell came from. That's certainly what I would be doing, pinging them out, saying basically arty are here. So I've just moved a bit further, I'm a little bit closer, and I'm actually searching for the artillery, and I get very, very fortunate here, because look who's there. Almost within my arc, I've got a premium shell loaded, it's in the air, and we take him down as well. 2 for 2. 2 for 2. That was more of a direct hit, the previous one not so much. So he's down. It's just 2 enemy tanks. He did get a reset though, crucially. So there's the enemy 257 and their GW Tiger P remaining. I've only got 5 shells left. So I'm now come right down into the corner. Just to get, again, a better angle. Also to be somewhere where they're not expecting me to be. The only thing I've really got to worry about is the enemy artillery, spotting where my shot comes from, because there's pretty much no chance that the object is going to be coming this way, I don't think. So I'm just targeting out, seeing whether I can see any kind of tracer. Usually arties sit around here, this sort of area, but no sign of life so far. But then of course what happens? The object comes the other way. Now I was not expecting that at all. Clearly I wasn't expecting that. Now I don't have sixth sense. Is he looking at me? He is. Let's hit him. I get hit by the artillery, not by him. Whoa, that scared him off. Bizarrely, that scared him off, and he got taken down by our Death Star. So that's it, basically. The clock is going to run down, and I think I did a pretty good job there. Shame I didn't get the 6th kill, but hey, it was a win, and we'll take a win every time. GG. So that was a pretty good carry in the end, I think. I really enjoyed that game, and it was I'm not banging my own drum, but I think if I hadn't have taken out those last few tanks, we would have lost that. Our team just didn't seem to know what to do. Having got down the 1-2 line, they seemed to sort of freeze. It's almost like, well, now we won, haven't we? And they hadn't. So ended up getting a first class bruiser and fighter. Top of the team, 2066 damage, 5 kills, 1059 base XP. Fired 12 shots, hit with 4, did 7 loads of splash damage. So yeah, look at all this damage on tanks. Critical hits and more critical hits and more critical hits. Took 1 lot of splash damage myself, which was from that GW Tiger at the end, and 1500 damage inflicted on tanks I'd stunned. 42,000 credits, but I did end up firing some premium, and I also run fuel on this, so I ended up losing 8,634 XP, which is a bit of a shame really for a good game, but hey, never mind. 4,767 XP for the crew, so I enjoyed that. It's a good fun game. But let's see another arty game, because we all love arty, don't we? Don't we? Don't we? Okay, so this is our old friend Private Parts, this time driving the Tier 6 Russian artillery, the SU-8. No, I don't really remember playing this. In fact, I think I may have actually got to the high tier Russian artillery via the KV-2. But he's going to have a bit of a blinder here. So Private, one of my longer term subscribers, and he's got Pilsen, which is... it's okay for artillery, but it's fairly obvious artillery positions. Usually artillery are in A1 or 2, or 9 or 0. Those are the sort of 4 squares where you'll typically find artillery in this map, which means when you're up against enemy artillery you know where to aim. Similarly on the other side it's pretty much the opposite position, so K1 and 2 and K9 and 0 tend to be where you'll find artillery. Not always, but tend to be. He's had a little, already had a quick snapshot on that Type 64 and actually did a bit of damage to that lightweight tank. Now the only criticism I have is he didn't relocate, but if he can get this type... Oh, just unlucky. Just unlucky. He isn't relocating and it's a bit obvious where you're sitting. But hey, no, if it's dumb and nobody reacts to it, then it's not dumb, is it? Reload on this is a little bit long. Nah, that shell went long. So somebody else got him anyway, so it's all cool. There's a Chinokai. That's another lightweight target. Nice one for us to hit. He thinks he's safe behind that wreckage. Yeah. Well, I think that shell actually hit the wreckage and the splash damage still did 154 to that Japanese premium tank. Can we get the final kill? Final damage to kill him. He's pulled back again. Why have he... Oh, splashed again! Russian artillery. It's not the most accurate in the West, but can certainly splash a fair bit. Somebody else takes him down, which is a shame, but he does get the assistance damage for that because he had tracked him in the first place. It's 2-0. As far as a blind shot where the... what was there originally? There's nothing marked on the map. Oh, maybe the T-67 was there. No sign of him actually doing anything. He might have splashed him, you never know, if he was still there. Now the problem why this map is not fantastic for artillery is there's just very few lines of sight to actually put shells down. I know that upsets you all because you all love artillery so much, but there are also some weird little shots you can do. Sometimes you can actually fire into the factory where all the heavies are, just because there's a roof missing, roof tiles missing. He's persisting on blind shotting that T-67. No indication yet that he's got any damage on him, but hey, he hasn't got anything else to fire at, I guess. There's the 67 moving. He was hoping for a shell that would just stun that Hellcat, but it failed to. There's the 67. He's on full health, so we obviously haven't touched him. Oh, does he think that that's all the arty? No, he doesn't. He's not silly. He's not silly. Trying to get a shot on that T-67, but no joy so far. Just not giving us anything to fire at. Oh, but then if he's going to roll backwards... Ah, yeah. Okay, sometimes you can just be a bit too clever, can't you? That 67 decided he was obviously going to pull back to avoid the fire from anything out there in the field. End up walking slap bang into the arty shell. So, that's what I mean. There are some shots you can get through the buildings here. Now, I don't know why he's not using the battle assistant view. If you hit the G button, you hit the G spots, you get sort of direct fire view of what you can see. And it makes it a lot easier to work out whether you can actually hit those kind of shots that he's just trying to do there. However, the heavy line has fallen big style. Now he's going to be expecting some visitors any minute. Now I like what he's doing. He's firing random shots. And that's not a bad thing to do, to be absolutely honest. In the sort of educated guess of where the enemy tanks are. Hello, hello. Is that going to miss those strats at the top of the roof? I don't know, we'll see. Oh yes it did. There we go. And he's brought it back to 10 all. 993 damage he's aware of. Oh, there's an M4 Sherman. Has that thing got the derp gun? Because if he has, we're in trouble. Well, more importantly, the T-25-2 is in trouble, but it doesn't look like he does, and actually 25-2 takes him down easily. However, he's got a bit of unfriendly, including artillery, enemy artillery coming to try and shotgun. I think he missed, but still. Oh, again, if been using the G button there, it probably would have had a chance of hitting him. It's 11-11. 2 artillery left on each side. But it looks like our boys are capping. Here comes the Burt. How me shooting. Now, how do you like those shotguns? So the Burt was trying to shotgun one of our tanks, but ended up getting shotgunned himself. All that Strunthwagen should have pushed. If you're going to go for it, go for it. Don't rely on him. He sort of had a crisis of confidence. I know he's on only 80 hit points, but he should have pushed there, because chances are he might have got a shot or two onto our TDs. So Private is he going to do? He doesn't need to. I thought he was going to have a little splash there, see if he can splash the edge of the building. But in a real twist of fate, the T-25-2 takes down our T-67, having already disposed of the other tank in the cap. So it is 2 artillery against 1 artillery and a T-67. Who's your money on? Not T-67, a T-25-2, sorry. So who's your money on? I think mine would be on the T-25-2, but we can't underestimate Private Parts. He is having a good game. He's got 4 kills, 1300 damage at tier 6 is not to be sneezed at. And he is going for it. He's hoping that the French artillery, premium artillery, will keep up with him, but that thing is very, very slow. Now on the plus size, he has incredibly good view range, probably the best view range. Well, it's not just probably, it is the best view range of any artillery in the game. But Private has now seen the AMX, and the AMX is just fired, which means we have all day to do that. Nicely done. Right, the only problem is now the 25-2 knows exactly where we are. But we're reloaded, ready to rock and roll. Now in terms of hit points, there's a huge disparity. But we'll see what can happen. 2 TDs against, sorry, 1 TD against 2 artillery. Good to see the Lefebvre is backing us up, because he's got the view range. Private has got his 5 kills. He could do with this guy for his 6th and Top Gun, but I don't suppose he was thinking terribly about that. He was probably just thinking about getting the win. Lefebvre's got 1 mark on his barrel, which means he obviously knows what he's doing. And they're behind. He's behind us. Only 106 health. Come on, and he's staying there. We got him. We got him. Oh, miss! Oh my lord! Return fire misses us as well. 17 seconds till we reload. My goodness me, I thought just a bit of a splash would have been all it needed to take that T-25-2 out. So we have to hit him direct, and there we go. Great game, really well played, Private, good job. So just because your artillery doesn't mean you have to stand still, particularly as it gets towards the end game there, and Private had a great game. Got Ace Tanker, Bruiser, Top Gun, and he also got the Counter Battery Fire medal for destroying 2 enemy tanks with the self-propelled guns with the self-propelled gun. Now admittedly he did do them through direct fire. Usually the counter battery is at range, but nah, not the way Private does it. Finished up top of his team, 1,679 damage, 6 kills, 1053 base XP, fired 20 shots, hit with 6 and did splash with 4, so about 50% hit ratio, which is kind of to be expected with those Russian artillery, which aren't the most well, they're not particularly good with their accuracy. They are in terms of their splash. 36,500 credits after cost, still made 20,500, which is good job, and with personal reserves running and times 2, 4,740 XP for his crew. So there you go. That is a couple of artillery games for your delectation. I hope you did enjoy them. If you did, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. And in the meantime, enjoy your games, have fun, try not to take it too seriously, and I will see you again soon. If you have got a game you want me to feature on the channel you think's worth it, doesn't have to be an ace tanker game, just has to be something fun and interesting or something a bit different. I would love to get them. Just upload it to WoT Replays or the Des Gamer site, wherever, one of the replay hosting sites. Send the link to me, to my email, gamerdom13@gmail.com, and I'll take a look at it, and if I think it's going to be fun and exciting, I'll stick it up on the YouTube page. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you again soon. This is GamerDom signing out.